Hello, my name is E.L. Losada. I am playing Jekyll and Hyde in P3's concert, one night only version of Jekyll and Hyde. And if you want to know more about this unique experience, listen to this conversation.
The theater experience. Why is it such a unique format compared to TV and movies? Why is the theater experience great for actors, but also great for the audience?
I think what is so special and unique and also heartbreaking about theater is that it becomes this shared experience between the performer and the audience that binds them and like they feel like they've seen each other, and felt each other. And it's just in that one space of time. It's just for that one night of that performance or that one matinee or whatever it was. It was that experience and everybody in the room felt it and it was real for everyone. And then it's just in everyone's memory. You know what I mean? And it's always real, but then it's like ephemeral. And that's what I think is so wonderful and heartbreaking about theater is that you can't go back and see it again. You can relive it in your mind and how you felt when you were in the audience or when you were on stage performing. That moment is unless it's captured, it's gone. It just lives on in whoever it affected in the way that it meant to, which is beautiful.
Why did you want to be part of the P3 Theater Company Jekyll and Hyde musical concert event?
Well, I think it's going to be 20 years ago. John Peterson and I did the regional production at Stage Door of Jekyll and Hyde. And it was one I think I hadn't been acting professionally for like not for very long. So it was one of my second leads, I think. And they actually had to recast a lot of the leads and make them younger because I was like 22. But that experience working, there was something about that production of Jekyll and Hyde with that, and John kind of feels the same way, that it was very special working with our director, Kathy. May she rest in peace. She had so much faith in me personally, and in everything that we could do as a company. And that something about that production felt special. It felt like this heightened experience of what everything that musical theater could and should be. So when John asked me to do the concert, if I would be part of the concert, I was like, absolutely, absolutely. To get to dive into that role again, which is what I consider like the Eva Peron of male characters. Absolutely. Yeah, count me in. I want to see what I can bring to it now, 20 years later, to see what I've discovered. And it's a lot. I've discovered a lot.
Where is he at the beginning of the story? And what are the levels you're talking about of his character?
The character that I'll be playing is Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, that is, I think, one of the most spectacular arcs written for a man to play. The stakes from the beginning couldn't be higher. He has this emotional investment already because it's his father and his thing, and then it just as the story progresses, things just get harder and harder for Jekyll, for Dr. Jekyll, as Hyde starts to take over of the show. What's interesting for me now, coming at it again, that I've realized that the parallels that I can draw with myself and with other people that I know whose lives kind of end up getting torn apart in this way is that it's kind of I used to think it was allegorical of like good versus evil, but I actually think it's much more basic than that. It's like this like what a lot of people could liken to like addiction, or like some kind of something that takes hold of your life that you lose control over. And that is I've experienced that version of Hyde many times. And when I did this at 22 or whatever, I had the physical embodiment of what Hyde needed to be, so I can differentiate between Jekyll and who they are. But now, with that understanding of like of what it means in real life, outside of the context of this musical, what it means in real life to have that struggle, it's it deepens the character for me, and it deepens my connection to the story and to what I can bring to playing it.
Why is Jekyll and Hyde, the musical and story, so popular? But why is it also relevant for today's society also?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it kind of has to do with what I was referencing earlier, that first of all, the music is just, it's so glorious. The score that Frank Wildhorn wrote for this is just, I'm listening to it, and the songs get stuck in my head. You know, the different hooks and the different things. I'm just like, it's such glorious score, and it's like written for singers. The one thing I'm going to be honest, the thing that while I was doing it, that I really resented about Evita was that it didn't feel like it was written for singers. It felt like it was written for instruments, you know, because the place of things was just like so weird. Whereas this score, and not comparing the two composers by any means, because they're both geniuses in their own way, but this score specifically, and most of like Wildhorn's stuff is written for singers, so we can just like let the voice do what it does throughout a song naturally. He builds an intensity naturally, and like it feels like it's for singers, and I think people appreciate hearing that, and they listen so they can sit back and listen to these great songs and these great scores. That's just feel, and you get the feeling. So I think that's part of. I think the music is definitely one of the reasons, and two, particularly this day and age, when so many people are having so many struggles, this decision, this like wanting to understand, why are some people so shitty? Why are some people good? You know what I mean? Trying to make peace with that, or at least understanding that everyone's struggling and everyone's having some kind of a thing. I think it resonates. I think it resonates a lot.
What do you think is the underlining message for Jekyll and Hyde?
It's funny because it does end as a tragedy, doesn't it? I don't know. I think that the search, like the passion that Jekyll has for finding the truth and getting to the bottom of the thing, and like not really truly understanding, that is always worth the fight. It's always worth going for. You know what I mean? It's always worth the journey. And if you sometimes some people do get lost along the way, and they lose that battle with addiction, they lose that battle with whatever it was that was ruling, but it's still you have to try. You have to fight for it. You have to look for that thing. You have to find and fight for your moment, and saying this, so you can sing, this is the moment, this is what I'm going to go for, I think that's the theme that people should take home.
Why is Jekyll and Hyde, the story and the musical, a fan favorite by everybody?
I think it's those songs, these universal themes, those sweeping melodies, the singing. I think it'll never not play. I think. I was actually thinking about this. I would love to find a way to film it, to make it a feature, because why not? It's so beautiful. We have to find a way to do that, because it's too good to not, putting it out there to the universe.
I like that idea. What are you looking forward when you are performing live in the church, performing Jekyll and Hyde the concert?
Well, one of the things that I'm looking to is to forget the fact that I'm in a church when I sing twice with Satan himself by my side. That's what I'm looking to just forget that I'm in a church singing that. Just kind of like let that go. But honestly, I'm looking to connect with that audience. I want that audience to feel like they really felt, not just saw Jekyll and Hyde, felt Jekyll and Hyde within their bones, within their soul, like felt that story. Not just through me, but through everybody, through all of the performers, because there's some phenomenally talented performers in this production. So that is what I'm really looking for, is to connect with that audience in a way that they will never forget.
On your singer side, because churches have great acoustics, what are you looking for as a singer about this concert?
I mean, gosh, specifically with this role has my almost like it's pretty big chunk of my range that takes up from the low to the high. So I'm just looking to get to exercise and explore all of that and just release that sound in that space and let it do what it do what it do. You know?
Now I know this next question is like asking who's your favorite niece or nephew, but what is your favorite part or song in Jekyll and Hyde?
Oh, that is a hard one. Oh man. It keeps going back and forth. Sometimes it's stuff that I sing, that I get to sing, and sometimes it's stuff that I just hear because the hook is so good. Oh man, I don't know. I think it's like at any given moment.
Well, tell
Yesterday,
me,
yesterday was In His Eyes.
well, repeat that again. Tell me the two you love the most.
Okay. This is so hard. Okay, In His Eyes is just it's such a beautiful song. But I also love the confrontation. The confrontation is for me, it's the epitome. It's like all of the work, the acting and the exercise and everything coming together, culminating into one thing, one performance. And it also for me, it's like, if I get through that, I'm done. I've gotten through the whole show. The confrontation is the last big 11 o'clock number. And if I get through that, I'm done. But I love it. I love because it pushes me, it's what makes it feel like the Eva Peron of male characters. It's like, just when you think you're done, you still have to give one last, So maybe that, I don't know. There's so many. Honestly, there's so many. I could keep going on. Like now somehow I've got to get back to the place where my journey started. That's such a beautiful melody. That melody kept getting stuck in my head as I was started listening to the soundtrack again. Just kept getting stuck in my head over and over again. They're so passionate and so fun to sing and so satisfying. That's one. I don't know. I can't. Okay, well, those are my top three.
I love how frustrated you were to answer that. I love that.
Oh, it was so hard.
Well, here's a simple one. Why must the theater community, Jekyll and Hyde fans, music lovers come to the P3 Theater Jekyll and Hyde concert one night event? Why must they?
Because you will never forget it. You will never forget it. It's going to be an experience you will never forget. That's all I can say.
Is there anything else about Jekyll and Hyde you want to make sure to pass on about your actors, or just how much you enjoy anything else I forgot to ask?
No, other than you just really don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss this experience, especially because it's only one night. Definitely want to get there. All right. My name is E.L. Losada. I am playing Jekyll and Hyde in P3's concert version of Jekyll and Hyde. And I just want to say that this is going to be a one-of-a-kind experience that you do not want to miss. Be there. See you at the theater.